Sup Shredders, my name is Logan, aka Spiderhands, and welcome to an SP Reacts, where today I'm going to be listening through a track from an X named Big Sexy titled The Final Flight. And if we switch over to here, we have ourselves a track on the screen. Now, I reviewed a fair bit of stuff from Big Sexy in the past. This video is just more of a sort of like an overall kind of listen, as per sort of the React content. And I'm going to talk a little about some of the things I like at the end, as well as some sort of general feedback, but just it's nice to be checking out more of their stuff. There's some interesting album out here, or single out here stuff that should be good, and we're going to listen through it from start till finish, and we're going to hear what we think. Starting with, let's go, Final Flight. It's incredibly soulful guitar playing, isn't it?
Took your pension and cut it in half. Then they gave her the house and gave you the shack. When you asked for the kids, they acted surprised. The judge dropped the hammer and rolled back his eyes. There was nothing left to fight for. There was nothing left to lose. It was just you falling from your airplane without a parachute. Oh, in the darkest night.
I love the call and response with the guitar, though. It's fantastic.
It was your final flight.
I mean, that was just a fantastic foil, a contrast to what we've heard vocally. I appreciate the fact we're trying to have a sense of, again, romanticism with the saxophone playing there. Some of those legato passages and chromatics were really sweet.
They flamed you up and put you in a jar. They sang a couple songs and shuffled to their cars. The ones who claimed to love you the most, they took all your money and headed for the coast. Combat missions above the sea. We flew for our families and the love of country. You never backed down, you never gave in. I salute you now, my very dear friend. There was nothing left to fight for. There was nothing left to lose. It was just you falling from your airplane without a parachute.
This isn't a particularly happy song, is it?
Oh, in the darkest night. Oh, it was your final flight.
You know, I think I understand this one. That's cool. That's great. So that was effectively Big Sexy with the track The Final Flight. Now, what do we think this track's about? I think that it is about someone who has gone through, maybe they have gone through war or they've battled and this is their final flight, in the sense that they're going out without a parachute and they're not sure if they'll come back. there's a sense of sadness. It kind of makes you wonder if this is someone that Big Sexy knew personally, whether they're personally sort of like affected by it. I assume they would. That's often where the best music comes from. But also some of the most sad and heartfelt stuff. And even though there was a gentle, warm, loving glow to this piece, you could tell that there was some heaviness in terms of the chord progressions and stuff like that. But what do I think this track is about? No. Not we've talked about what the track is about. What are some things that we like about it? Because usually with these reaction videos, I try and talk about 3 different things I appreciate about this track, and then I also give some sort of, if there's any room sort of like feedback or things that could be improved, I usually discuss that. So the first thing I liked about this track is how tender the vocals were in the mix. I appreciate how softly spoken they were in the verse, because it seems like you're kind of having sort of like a soft kind of like a conversation with someone where we're unsure how the words will affect the person. It's a sort of maybe even a difficult conversation for the person to have. We switched to the sense of sort of loss, I think, in the chorus, discussing how that's that person's final flight without a parachute. We're kind of simultaneously trying to accept the situation that they're in, where they're not coming back, and with the darkness and stuff. But we're also, yeah, it's kind of, it's beautiful. Like the melodies and everything like that are gorgeous, but there's also a sense of heartache there with how some of the parts of expression and stuff like that. I think the equilibrium is found. I think the saxophone solo that we had as well was tremendous. As a second thing, I feel like it was really well phrased there. Legato patterns combined with just the different texture and timbre within the piece there that stood out. It had its own time to shine, was a nice foil and sort of like lead on from the main vocals. And yeah, just really pleasant to listen to. There were some interesting movements and sort of choices there that just were yeah, it was awesome. It was really impressive. And I think it was also just played really neatly. It followed the chord progressions and arpeggios there really well, and yeah, no complaints on that front. But I also just appreciate finally the structure of the actual track itself. We had different instrumental sections. We had parts where there were organs and guitars and just really interesting soundscapes established. There was a saxophone solo. There were different verses and choruses there. There were lots of different chapters and angles within a piece that is relatively short for what it had at 3 minutes 45. And so I think that the attention to detail in regards to the composition, combined with the fact that we are trying to effectively still create a narrative that makes sense and sort of color it in a way which dictates both the feelings and the overall effect we want. It's just really well handled. I suppose, like, I don't think there's anything we could have done necessarily to improve it. I feel like there was dynamic range and there was enough sort of like variety within it to keep it interesting throughout. And I think that with the heartfelt performance combined with the solidly written track and no real weak points, it's including the production, which was tight. I just feel like this is really another really strong effort, and with like 16,000 plays on this track alone, they're doing well. So thank you for watching this video. I mean, checking out this track from an acts named Big Sexy titled The Final Flight, and hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please do go show them some love via the various social medias and Spotify page, and stay cool, stay safe, and please remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as need the help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world. And I will catch you in the next SP Reacts. Spiderhands out.